Altered Carbon. So yeah, we watched Altered Carbon. Did not know what the show was for the most part. Knew it was a sci-fi.
Yeah.
And I thought that was it. It was just gonna be a super futuristic sci-fi show. Instead, what we got was a fucking detective show, dude. Which is my favorite genre of shit. I love detective shit. A good mystery hits like nothing else. That's why I was a big fan of Knives Out. Knives Out was one of my favorite movies of that year it came out because I love mysteries. Eli, this is your show. Tell us what Altered Carbon's about.
Yes. I'm gonna kind of extend on what you said about mystery stuff. I also really like mystery stuff because it kind of has the viewer like trying to plan it out and trying to figure out where they're going with it as well and solve the mystery themselves, which is really cool. And it engages with the person watching, which is something that I feel like other genres do not do. So I can see why that's your favorite, and I also very much enjoy that. So this show is about, I guess you could say it's a future. It's based in the future, and it's about people living past their normal age by putting chips inside themselves and using sleeves or other people's bodies and kind of just living on. So basically, the main plot line of this show is that someone wants to find out how they died and who killed them because they didn't back up themselves enough in time to see how they actually died before their chip was placed into a different, or I guess it was the same body. But yeah, that's kind of the main basis.
Yes, and we pick up with Takeshi Kovacs, a man who was a part of a terrorist organization in the world.
Whoa.
What?
Narrative painting.
Okay, a part of a group called Envoys, yada, yada, yada. They picked him specifically because he is a beast trained in the different martial arts, and he was also one of the military dudes, so he's a beast. He's waking up on a mission to take out find out who killed this man who is very rich. And along the way, we do some crazy shit.
Dude, yeah, lots of crazy shit. One thing I'm gonna mention, I have been watching Game of Thrones, and I'm tired of sex scenes. And I get into the show, and I'm like, oh, good, a wholesome sci-fi show. I can't wait.
You thought, son?
I thought fucking wrong, because this was worse than Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, oh
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. And I was like, huh. I was like, well, this is interesting. This is not what I wanted. But you know, we're gonna power on here. I'm so done. I'm gonna watch like Dora or something next.
I can send you some anime. Some wholesome anime.
I'm gonna go back to I gotta go back to the Clone Wars. I never finished that, man.
You gotta go watch Rent a Girlfriend now, Eli. Calm yourself down.
Yeah.
Stop. Continue. I just wanted to get that out.
So, this is what Cyberpunk 2077 probably should have been. I never played it, but I heard the game was disappointing. I'll get to it someday. But this is a perfect futuristic setting to me. Like, this is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Very believable. Not too crazy. It's crazy, but not super crazy. Poor people are still getting dicked over, which is perfect. That means it's realistic, right?
Yep.
They don't get sleeves, or if they do get sleeves, they get whatever they have, which is like you saw that the little girl who died in a car crash who was 7, got a 50-year-old meth head body. It's fucked up.
Yep. That's hella fucked up.
I'm not gonna necessarily talk about this in episodic order, just because the whole show just flows. Like, it's just a timeline, basically. It's not really episodes. Don't really feel like individual episodes. They feel like segments of a super long movie. Basically, Kovacs is one of the coolest characters ever. The guy who specifically plays Kovacs, right? The Ryker body. That is holy shit. That dude's amazing. The way he acted, the way he carried himself, the swagger, the attitude, it was amazing. I loved it from top to bottom, his performance. I also liked the original Kovacs actor.
Me too.
That guy played Wei Shin in Sleeping Dogs, which is a video game, and I recently was watching someone play that game again, and I heard the voice actor. I was like, that's fucking Wei, isn't it? And it was. Man, that guy is fantastic. He does not look his age. When this was filmed, he was around 48, I think.
What?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah, that dude looks great for his age. Shout out to him. And man, the show's great. But here's my issues. The latter half of this show really started to lag for me. And I'll tell you the exact moment where it started. The introduction of his sister. Now.
Yep.
Yes.
It's where the show went from detective into weird fucking don't even know family storyline.
Conspiracy.
Agreed.
Yeah. And it's like, damn, dude, like it said they had a really good detective show. I was with it for everything. Him slowly going to people, bending people, lying to people, telling people he was someone else in a different sleeve. That shit was cool. When he told them he was Lizzie, I was like, oh, you dirty motherfucker.
Oh, you mean Ava?
Yeah.
Yeah, when he said he was Ava,
Yes.
I was like, oh, you dirty motherfucker. That's dirty, but he's doing it just to get what he wants from her. And the chick believed her, and then he tricked her, and he got her so emotionally wrapped up that she was like hugged him and was crying. She's like, "Thank you so much. I never had a mom. You know, my real name is this." I was like, "Dude, this guy is a maniac."
It's crazy. I was like, and when they were playing mind games in his own head, and he was pretending, I guess he was pretending not to be Ryker in the first place, and then he admitted that he was Ryker. That shit was crazy too.
Oh man, he wasn't even Ryker. He was Kovacs.
Yeah, exactly, dude. He's just a man in a man in a woman in a man.
Oh man, and then this dude just fucks. He doesn't give a shit. He does what he wants. You know what I mean? The dude told him, "I'll put you back on ice if you don't do this." He told him, "Put me back." He said, "Kill me. I don't give a fuck. Like I don't need to be here." But he's later convinced. It's just like this swagger is so excellent as a detective till the sister shows up.
I know the sister was such a bad character.
Yes.
Like, I like the actress. She was in the 100. Tristan,
I thought that's who that was. I thought that's who that was.
But no hate to the actress.
That show.
Character was terrible.
Her character didn't make sense.
But that ain't her fault, of course.
It didn't at all.
It just the writing wasn't good with it. Like, oh, she's crazy because she wants to protect her brother by killing her brother. What? It made no sense, dude. I didn't like it. She killed his love interest because she was getting too close to him. It's like, dude, it just got weird towards that point. Tristan,
especially because they built up and made it very believable that he was the last envoy.
Yeah,
and then you find out there's two more running around.
The whole first half of the show, they're like, "This is the last envoy." Like, everyone, look at this. There's no more envoys except for this guy, and everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, it's an envoy."
And then two of them.
He wasn't.
Two other ones running around. We find out, not just one, two.
Well,
there's two running around allegedly. So that was shitty, right? That fucking the sister comes in, whatever, right? So there was a real good romance plotline subplot too going on with Kovacs and Kristen. I forgot her last name. Hernandez, Gonzalez,
Ortega.
She was cool. I liked her. Actually.
Dope. She did really good. She was perfect in the cop that always gets in trouble for trying to do the right thing role. Right, great.
Yeah, that was my one. That's my one downfall to Kristen is that she's literally like she's kind of a basic female cop character. Like, she just doesn't fully respect the authority and thinks she can do whatever she wants to get what she wants, because she seems to think that the ends justify whatever means she takes. Like, they do that a lot with female cop characters.
I would have agreed with you until she took her grandma out. That was a really good character moment for her. Was like showing that she wanted her family around despite what they said, all that shit. And the grandma came around, was having a good time with everyone. Then the grandma did some blow and some weed. That was some good time.
Speaking of, okay, this is an important side note I have, because you guys were mentioning how good the actors were in the show. That one guy
killed it.
That ended up playing the grandmother. That guy was awesome.
He played like 3 different roles.
The accent was excellent.
Dirtbag. Then he played the grandma, and then he played the one other dirty dude.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they had to get different people to voice that, or if he did all of that. Because if he did all of that on his own, that's one of the greatest performances I've ever seen in my entire life.
I hope he did it, dude. It'd make it so much better.
Yeah. Shout out. Big shout out.
Shout out, big homie.
That guy was awesome. Sorry, continue. I had to shout that guy
Well,
out
no,
because that guy's
we're
awesome.
talking. But yeah, that really brought her character around for me. Was that?
That's fair.
Because I agree, she was very basic until that. I also thought it was interesting her being in love with Kovac because of his sleeve, but that she did grow to develop to like him as well, like Kovacs himself, outside of just him being in the sleeve. And it was kind of weird. It was kind of weird and fucked.
Oh, but don't worry, they had a solution for that.
All right, shut the fuck up. I'm gonna kill a bitch. Like, I'm getting there. Episode. So sorry, I didn't mean to say episode. But yeah, after the sisters are reduced, shit gets weird. We get a flashback. They tell us that basically he valued this chick over his sister, which was like weird character writing because like, oh, he fell in love with her over his sister because his sister kept telling him don't do this shit, and he's like, no, I need to do this. I need to be one with the earth and, you know, solve my duty and my destiny or whatever. It was fucking stupid, right? I didn't like that shit. The Envoy plotline.
I don't know. I mean,
the backstory was kind of weird at some points.
I liked her. The I don't remember what her name was. His girlfriend, whatever. I thought she was a good character. But yeah, I wasn't really with that plot line. I don't know. I kind of liked the whole training thing and like escalating your mind and like all that stuff. And
that was cool.
I don't really understand the whole like you having to choose between your sister and a girl that you guys are both kind of on the same side, and I didn't really mess with that. Like there was no reason that had to be a thing. And then, well, I mean, they made it a reason that had to be a thing because she said, "Oh, we're gonna blow up now," but that was just ridiculous.
It was.
Yeah,
it was
I don't
very.
blame you. I didn't care for it.
It's so weird because, like I said, the first 6 episodes or so, the show is very grounded. The characters make realistic decisions based on those characters, like how Kovacs plays the black dude into joining him for saving his daughter, basically, and then they grow a partnership and shit like that. And it's just like he makes so many moves that make sense, and then just so much shit doesn't make sense later on.
Yeah. It
just didn't make sense. But basically, after the flashback, we find out his sister's doing weird shit, and she keeps fucking around, all blah 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 blah. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't totally understand what his sister was trying to do. I really don't.
I don't really either.
Like, I just know she big bad, and she was trying to do shit by framing this dude.
Yeah.
And that's it. And that was cool. The setup for them trying to get her was cool. Kovacs and my man's black brother, not Falcon.
Not Falcon.
Yeah, not Falcon, going on to Head in the Clouds was awesome. That was cool. Like when he goes there and then he has to pretend that he's like gonna fuck the 19-year-old sleeve chick. That was
right.
That was insane. I thought at first he was feeling primal, right? So I thought he was like, oh, this dude's about to fuck me, actually, for sure, right? I thought that's what it was going because the wife was there and she's like, what is he doing in the dude's body? Which is awesome, by the way, hilarious.
That guy did a great job as well.
Yeah, he did awesome.
Yeah.
And then he's like, you don't have to do this. And then like you see the dad kick in him, right? He's like, no, it's okay. You don't have to do this. We're gonna help you. Just here, take this. And then she passes out, all that, blah 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 blah. Oh, you're done. Oh man, the dude after he came out, he's like, oh, you're done. Would you like another girl, or would you like someone younger, maybe a baby? I was like, what the fuck, dude?
Dude, that was wild.
I was like, holy shit, that's instantly you're on my hit list now.
Yeah, me too, bro.
I would have done exactly what he did in that situation. Just whip it out and just blast him in the head with that thing.
He said, fuck that. Blap.
Yeah. Yep. That's crazy, man.
And then fucking all that goes crazy. He runs to his sister. They're having a big confrontation in there. We find out Kovacs has 2 bodies right now, which is cool.
Yeah.
Double sleeved up on a Thursday afternoon.
And then they fucking send Lizzie in, which was like, I didn't see that shit coming. Did you?
No, dude. She was badass as shit, though.
This whole time they've been playing Lizzie as like, oh, we need to protect her, we need to fix her, we need to protect her. And Lizzie goes, no, I'm the one doing protecting. Watch this. Goes in and she starts murdering people in a dominatrix outfit.
You're telling me you didn't see that coming when Poe was training her?
I thought she was just. I thought I didn't. I didn't think it would transfer to the real world. I thought that was just mental training because he kept saying it's mental training. I thought she was just strengthening her brain. I didn't think she was actually learning killer fucking techniques.
Right. I agree with that.
Dog. Also, shout out to my man Poe.
Poe cool.
is, I think Poe's my favorite character in this show. I'm not saying he's the best character, but he's my favorite. That dude Poe is awesome.
Goated. I think Kovacs is still my favorite though.
Same.
Ryker Kovacs is still my favorite.
Understand.
Yeah.
Look, we're gonna have a tough time when we get to our top 50 at the end of the year.
I agree with that. Well, it's gonna be easier than last year, to be honest. So far,
the top, not so hard.
The top is gonna be
easy.
Yeah.
Well,
easy
for some. We'll get there, bro.
Let's just put it like this.
I don't know, man.
Let's just put it like this.
Because this man Kovacs comes in.
No, I like Kovacs.
Throws a wrench in the system.
Kovacs, but the top is already sealed. If you don't have Light and Miguel interchangeable at the top, I don't know what we're doing. Yep. I really don't. Right? I know. Me and Eli have talked, so I know what his rankings are. I've told him mine, but pretty much all three of us are gonna have those two as top two.
Unless something dramatic happens.
That's what I'm saying. It's very unlikely.
We still got lots of shows left.
We still got a lot left. Okay,
we are only halfway through.
Maybe we have like a 1-2. But I'm telling you, that top 10, outside of maybe the top 2, our top 10 to 15, I think could go bananas.
I don't think it's gonna be that bad as you think it is. So at least for me,
maybe
we had some strong. We had some strong characters last year. We had some strong ones last year, man.
Who's
we had Iroh, we had Zuko, really? The Winchesters, Bobby,
Jonas.
We had Bobby, or I mean,
Jonas,
Bob Lee
Martha.
Swagger, Jonas, we had Martha, we had the Punisher, we had Matt Murdock, dude. We had some killers. We don't have that this year, man.
The top two, outside the top two, there's no killers.
I agree.
You take the top two from this year, they would go fight the top 10. They would be in the top 10 somewhere.
That's facts.
That's
facts.
We don't know where.
Except for maybe, I'm sure Garth somewhere. Garth is a killer.
Yeah,
Garth killer.
I don't know about a killer, dog, but he's fun.
Garth's a killer, bro. Nah, dude. Garth's a killer.
All right. Maybe there's more to come from Garth. We'll find out. But we digress.
I don't know if there is, but I've seen enough. Anyway, I'm gonna totally change it up. They mentioned in one of the early episodes the Patchwork Man. You guys remember that, dude?
I remember it.
That was honestly a cool concept for me. I don't know why that struck me so much, but I feel like that was a better horror movie idea than half the stuff that they come out with, dude. Like that shit beats like the Bye Bye Man. Like, are you serious, dude? Like, just make the Patchwork Man.
That's fair.
I don't know, man.
I 100%.
I know that was kind of foreshadowing for the Ortega thing because they turned her into Jax from Mortal Kombat with the fucking robot arms. But
look, these things happen.
I don't know.
It's all good. Look, I just okay. Season 1 really is good, dude. So the guy who hired Kovacs, I have his name. I swear, dude. What's his name?
That's it. His name's a bitch. That's it. Move on. If you don't know, you don't know. Fuck
no,
it.
His wife was really going bananas, bro.
Yeah, I know. She fucked Kovacs.
His wife did not care.
Well, okay. The first one was her fucking Kovacs, right? The second time was her daughter. So that wasn't even her.
Well, no, but she wasn't even with Kovacs. She was just with one of the help.
But the second time wasn't her, though. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it was her daughter or whatever.
Yeah, but that also wasn't Kovacs.
I'm not saying with Kovacs, mother. I'm saying the second time we see a sex scene with her.
Yes,
Come on,
right,
context clues.
You're right. Yes, that's fine. Yes, you're right.
Yes, the second time we see her fucking someone, it's not Kovacs. It's some help. It's her daughter because she wants to try out the bodies. Right?
Yes.
That character is ridiculous, hilarious. I also thought it was funny that when she offered Kovacs to fuck like 20 of her or whatever. That was also funny.
Crazy.
But that was just foreshadowing for Kovacs doing the double thing.
Yep.
Which is cool. He was like, "Hey, he hasn't gotten to do it yet, so I figured he might go have some fun." I said, "All right, that's fair."
They shoved little dick in my screen at one point.
Yeah. Yes, they did.
Which they didn't shove vagina in my face, so I don't understand why they're gonna shove dick in my face. You know what I mean? Equal rights and lefts. You already showed me man ass. Like that's the equivalent of titties, so I don't.
Yeah, that's actually true. You're right.
Like men don't have titties, so man ass is the closest thing. But yeah, it wraps up basically. Well, okay, the first wrap up not the second wrap up. The first wrap up basically. They end up getting off the ship, blowing up. The Kovacses, they tell them, we saved you, yada, yada, yada. One of you's got to go. One of you could stay. He picks the one who could fucking Kristen said goodbye to. That's the one who stayed, yada, yada, yada. They played rock, paper, scissors, blah, 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 blah. He lives happily ever after. Psych! All right. We got to solve the mystery, right? We find out the one who did it was Eli. Take it away.
It was just him. He killed himself.
Because
that's
what?
It. Well, I mean, he did all this fuck shit, and he didn't want to feel like a piece of shit for it. Basically,
killed some hookers.
I don't remember the exact details, but
he murdered some
so
hookers.
He killed. Yes. Yeah. He RD'd one of the girls.
There something else too, though?
And was about to get another one. She ran away, and then Kovacs' sister, who ran head in the clouds, found her, and so to try and screw what's her name and the what's his face guy over, she jumped off to hope that they would find her body and her stack and be able to spin her up and figure out what happened.
And then in exchange they did the religious coding thing, which means you can't spin them up legally because they don't want to be.
This shit got way too complicated out of nowhere.
That was complicated, right? That shit was bullshit. But here comes the fucking bomb that wasn't too complicated for my little goofy brain. Lizzie comes out. She says, I remember what happened. What? Yeah. Lizzie was impregnated by the husband guy, right?
Yes.
He busted inside, which is a great callback to earlier in the season when Kovacs is like, so y'all just cheat and you're cool with it? And she's like, I'm the only one who's birthed his children. It's like, that's the the play. Well, then she finds out Lizzie's pregnant, and she says, fucking beats her, brutalizes her, and kicks her in the stomach until baby no more. Fucking mentally destroys her so much that she has to be, she can't be fixed, dumps her back at the whorehouse. She thought it was GG, but my man Kovacs accidentally figures out the whole plot, gets it, solves it, bitch gets arrested, all of them get shut down. All three of y'all. The lawyer bitch comes back after she was exiled. It's a GG.
I think all that was super cool, but the fact that he killed himself was kind of anticlimactic for me. I don't know about you.
Agreed.
Just
but also fair.
I know. I agree. It was super cool, like, wrap up to the whole mystery, but I feel like it was just kind of anticlimactic because he said the whole show that he wouldn't do that, and I just feel like it would have been cooler if somebody else did it. I don't know. It's just my brain just going round and round, but
at the same time, though, they tried to give you like 5 different answers for what happened. Like, they made it the entire time so that when they brought it back to that, it was going to be some sort of surprise. Like, in the end, you may not have been like, oh, like, I'm shocked he did that. But, like, they never directly pointed to that for any reason. Like, they suggested it all the time, and then they were like, no, that didn't happen. So,
yeah,
I thought that was kind of cool.
That's true.
So, in the process of his sister dying, she tells him that the black girl is still alive, the envoy leader.
Of course.
Somewhere she has her stashed. You won't find her unless you don't kill me. He kills her anyways. Now he's gonna go find her. But because it was proven as a conspiracy, he has to give up the Ryker sleeve back to Ryker. And we lose one of the greatest actors ever. Because I watched the first couple minutes of season 2, and I recommended everyone else to watch a little bit of season 2 because I'm here to make an argument. Basically, Takeshi loses his fucking sleeve, and we don't get that guy back anymore.
Right.
And
We get Anthony Mackie.
We get Anthony Mackie, which, like you, Anthony Mackie, we were just praising your work earlier today. So it's not that we don't like Anthony Mackie. I don't want to see his Kovacs. There is no way that he can be as sarcastic, dickhead, but also swaggy and confident and charismatic as the first Kovacs. Right?
I agree. We're already so invested in that character. Like, it's different when you put a different actor in. It's always going to be different whether you like it or not. Like, no actor can play the same exact role. Like,
my hope was
that's the reason.
My hope was they turned the show into like an anthology, right? So season 1 is the story of Kovacs. I would have been okay for them to end it with Kovacs going into the wilderness to look for Quell, and that's the end. You know, he's on the endless hunt. That would have been a cool ending. Instead, they bring Kovacs back. I would have been cool if Anthony Mackie was another character. You know, someone else who got spun up, or he's a detective, or he's a police officer, something stupid. You know, something
awesome,
else. Yeah. Instead, we get Kovacs again, which is not what I want to see. And here is where we always said from the beginning of this, if we've never done it before. I think we've only not finished a show once, and that was Daredevil, because I said that you guys had to watch fucking the Immortals or whatever first, right? The Defenders. Yes. You had to watch Defenders first before you could watch season 3, because shit happens that affects season 3. Because I've seen that shit before. This is the one that I don't want to watch any more of, and that's why I said for you guys to watch season 2, episode 1 of season 2.
Right.
I'm going to stand on this hill, and I'll probably die on it just because it's how I am. But I don't think that anything that they offer this next season would compel me to enjoy this as much as the first. The reason I watched the first couple episodes was because I wanted to make that decision and check, just in case. Like, maybe it's worth it, you know? It wasn't. Because it's not a detective plot anymore, right? They completely eliminated that element of the show. 2, it's a fucking love plot now, man. That's like my least favorite trope in TV. I gotta go find my star-crossed lover. I gotta go save the princess from the castle. Like, that shit is so old, and I don't fucking care. Like, I don't care. Like, he can find Quell, I won't be happy. I don't give a shit. The plot is not, I'm invested. That was my least favorite plot line. The Quell, him, and his sister plot line was my least favorite part of season 1. You know what I mean? So why would I be interested in it in season 2? And I don't want season 2 to fuck up what I enjoyed of season 1, if that also makes sense. To me, I would have been cool. Boom. Season 1, Kovacs goes to look for Quell in a different sleeve. The end. Case closed. His story's done. New person. Instead, they bring him back, and now I just don't care. I will let you guys say your piece about that, but that's just my opinion.
Yes. I'll go first. You're not standing on that hill by yourself. I 100% agree with everything you just said. That was also my least favorite part of season 1. I thought the first half was a lot stronger than the second half. I genuinely enjoyed the mystery aspect of it and the detective work. And it doesn't look like any of this besides I guess you could consider detective work being trying to find his girlfriend or whatever. I don't care for it. I didn't really like.
Yeah.
I am solely with you.
That's understandable. I feel very much the same way. I pretty much all the people I like from season 1 are basically are just gone for season 2. So like nobody's coming back. You know, I liked except for Poe. I liked the Ortega and Kovacs plot line. How it wasn't overpowering, but it was definitely still there. That was cool. I was all right with Elliot. He wasn't like an amazing character, but the way they used him was cool. You know, all that stuff I enjoyed. It's obvious that's not going to be what season 2 is. My only hope for season 2 is that it turns more into like a buddy cop thing with him carrying Poe around with him all the time. So I don't really know. I'm okay with not watching it just because I know it's going to be different. But Still,
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's.
I want to
I
have
think it's
hope.
gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough. I think. I might actually just watch it by myself, but I would not vote yes to continue.
I also don't. I just don't want to watch anymore if this is what they're offering me. I even checked out. They have a fucking animated movie, like an anime. I checked that out.
Really?
Yeah, like it's supposed to cross the bridge between 1 and 2. I peeped a little bit of that, and I was like, I just still don't give a fuck. Like,
Yeah, it was just bad, dude. They had such a good idea, and they just kind of botched it. They fumbled it a little bit.
it's just, I don't know. If you just would have stayed a detective or something, that would have been great. But that, even if he was just a detective, get rid of all the characters. Fine, wipe them still. Keep Ryker and keep it a detective. I might, or even just keep it detective. I still might have considered it. But the love plotline, not a part of it.
No, I don't care about Quell.
Not one bit.
I literally do not.
Not one bit.
I liked her action scenes, but that was it. Like, I liked that she was killing people without guns and shit. That was kind of cool. Other than that, I didn't really care for her character.
So that's a unanimous no?
Yes. Well,
yeah.
No, and yeah. Yes, that's a unanimous no.
Okay. So, sorry to the fans of Altered Carbon Season 2. If you guys really like it, we may come back to it someday. We might all watch it on our own and talk about it together on here, right? But just for us dedicating a week of our time to review that specific season doesn't seem worth it for us if we're just going to be negative about it. You know what I mean? Would you guys agree?
Sorry, yes, I'd agree. I wasn't sure if you're continuing that.
Yeah,
yes,
because
I 100% agree.
Sometimes our more negative episodes usually turn out more shitty. Like, because we're just,
I agree.
That shit sucked. Yeah. The only ones that really were funny about our negative episodes were like Death Note movie, because like, it's Death Note movie. But for the most part, the stuff that we really enjoy has been some of our favorite episodes, like Dark, our sleeper, like Teenage Bounty Hunter, or stuff like that. Like, that's
early Supernatural.
Like, that stuff's really cool.
100%.
So we don't want to put out shit we don't want to watch or we don't think would be interesting to listen to. So we're just going to pass on this. That doesn't mean we won't talk about it in the future. If we talk about it in the future, we'll put it in the description. We'll tell you guys, hey, if you want to hear season 2 talk, come to this episode at this timestamp. Shut the fuck up. Stop asking. Kind of thing. But for now, we're moving on to a new show. New list, too.
Yes,
in 2 weeks, because next week, guys, we hit you with Mortal Kombat. Oh man, dude, I've been waiting.
Me too, dude.
Man, I haven't watched this yet. I've been waiting.
Same.
I've been sitting on it. I've been wanting to. Now I can finally watch it, man. I can't wait. So join us next week for a Mortal Kombat review. But we won't let you guys off yet. We got a wheel spin, right?
Yes.
So, let me announce to you guys what is on the list. Because Eli and Tristan already put theirs on there. I waited on mine because I was trying to decide if I was going to be a dickhead or not. I decided I'm not going to be a dickhead.
Oh, thank God.
In my
no
own
Food
time.
Wars.
No Food Wars. I was going to put Food Wars on there. I'll come back to Food Wars later. I really will. Because Food Wars is fucking hilarious, and it's, I think, going to be a great review that you guys would freak out about. Instead, I'm going to be a different kind of a dickhead, right?
Oh, no.
I'm going to be a Tristan-esque dickhead, okay? Which means...
you watched this shit already, huh?
Yes. If it's a consolation for you, it was 6 years ago.
I don't care if you've watched it already. That's fine.
No, I do.
No, I know.
That's why we're making fun of you.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
That's why I'm saying I'm making something that would piss.
That doesn't make me feel bad.
I'm not trying to make you feel bad. I'm saying it would piss me off that I did this. It pisses me off that I did this, but I'm doing it because I think it'd be funny too. That's my point, Tristan. We'll argue about this off the show. All right, bitch. Get back in the fucking kitchen, God damn it. Not in front of company.
Nice things in front of company.
But so here's the list.
Get back in the closet.
WandaVision, which I've watched the first 2 episodes of, and that's it. Invincible, Amazon Prime. I haven't watched any of it, but we did the trailer trash as a group. And my pick, Kuroko's Basketball, which, Eli, you love basketball. I love basketball. Tristan loves basketball. We're gonna watch a basketball show.
Oh no.
All right, so we're gonna spin the wheel and see which one it lands on. Honestly, I'm hoping for either Invincible or WandaVision because I really want to watch Invincible, and WandaVision I started but never finished. So here we go. Spin that wheel. Oh, son of a bitch.
It's Kuroko's basketball, isn't it?
It's so fucking close to being WandaVision. I'm gonna send you the screenshot. It's Kuroko's basketball.
I knew it, dude.
Okay, here's the good news. It's only 2 seasons on Netflix right now, and that's all we're gonna watch. All right, because season 3's not out on Netflix yet. When they put season 3 out, well, maybe we'll come back to it. So it's just
wait for that one.
It's just 2 weeks.
I'm not gonna come in with that.
No, we're not. It's just 2 weeks, okay? And I can legitimately tell you, it'll be fun. As basketball fans, it'll be fun. I promise. I promise. Oh shit! All right, so 2 weeks time.
You said it's 2 seasons
so far on what's it called right now?
Netflix.
So, yeah, on Netflix. So that'll be fun. It's gonna be fun. Honestly, like I said, I was hoping for Invincible, but whatever. So I'll take this. 2 weeks from now, you catch us watching Kuroko's basketball. But next week, Mortal Kombat and Trailer Trash. Come hang out with us. Enjoy. Vibe. But that's been all for today's, ladies and gentlemen. And I just want to remind you guys that my name was Enrique.
We appreciate you guys. I've been Eli.
My name's still Tristan, and thanks for sticking around with us, y'all.
And I want you to remember Kovacs' dick game on point.